I'm sure you are waiting for me to tell you what the temperature is today. We have 8 Celsius. It is mild, let's just say. It does feel as if spring is in the air. We are together again, live from the birthplace of the English language. You know where it is, I know where it is, we all know where it is. It's England. We are back together. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy today? I hope you have one of these on your face. In fact, you might be the one who will have to put one of these on my face. I am not feeling 100% happy today. It is a sad day for me. I am not going to dwell too much on it, but let's just say it is a rather sad anniversary for myself, but I'm still here with you. In fact, I might need you to cheer me up today, just for a change. We are back together again. My name is Duncan. I talk about the English language. I am an English addict. We often use that term. We use the word addict for a person who can't stop doing something, or maybe something they are crazy about. They enjoy watching a certain type of TV show. Maybe you are a science fiction addict, or perhaps you are a soap opera addict. Maybe you are a reality TV addict. Reality TV. You don't have to have reality TV anymore for all of the drama and the fighting. Just watch the news instead. Here we are then, we are back together again. If you are an English addict like me, then you are now in the right place, because we love English very much. I like it, you like it, we all like it, in fact. And we have a very strange day. I woke up this morning to sunshine and blue sky, but now, I don't know why, the sun has gone in. We have grey clouds, but at least it is not raining, and it looks as if we might be having some nice weather for the whole week, which is a good thing, because I will be going away next week. I won't be around here. I will be somewhere else. Perhaps I will let you know where I am during the week. We will have to wait and see what happens there. Thank you for joining me today. Nice to have you here. I suppose I should mention also, it is not just me. Don't worry. It isn't just me for 2 hours or thereabouts. We will see how long I stay on for today. We have Mr. Steve as well. He will be here. He is my rock. He is my support in this crazy world in which we now live. So Mr. Steve will be with us in around about 20 minutes. And of course, we will be talking about some interesting subjects today. We have opposite words. Mr. Steve and myself will take you through some opposite words. We will also be playing the game that a lot of people seem to like. A lot of people have said, Mr. Duncan, we like the Guess the Picture idiom game. So we will be playing that a little bit later on as well. I have some new picture idioms for you to solve. So all of that coming up a little bit later on. And as I mentioned, we also have Mr. Steve coming up today as well. Don't forget, if you can you also please give me a lovely like, and if you want to follow me here on YouTube. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That's my question. Please like and subscribe. I know everyone says it. Whatever you watch on YouTube, have you ever noticed the first thing most people say when they start their video on YouTube? They always say, can you please smash the like button and also subscribe as well? And guess what? I am also asking you the same question. Can you please do it just for me? It might just put a smile on my face today. I'm not having the greatest of days. This isn't a great day for me, I will be honest with you. I promise not to mention it too much. Hello to... very interesting. First, on today's live chat, we have Vitas. Congratulations, you are first. Also, we have Beatrice. Then we have, in third place, he is here, the one, the only, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you here as well. We also have Poland watching at the moment. Hello, Poland. Nice to see you here. Maruts Soroka or Roka is here as well. Chihiro is here as well on the live chat. Thank you very much for joining me today. Also, we have Irene. Hello, Irene. It's nice to see you here. Talking of my lovely viewers, can I say a big thank you to Maurizio? Thank you very much for your lovely donation that I received last week, and I didn't even notice your donation arrive because I wasn't checking my emails. So apologies for the late thank you, but I will do it now. Thank you, Maurizio Iannucci in Italy. Thank you very much for your lovely donation that I received last week. And of course, if you want to drop a donation to help me continue, because I do all of this on my own. I build the studio, I film the lessons, I edit everything, and guess what? I do it all for free. It costs you nothing. But if you want to make a donation, please let me know by dropping me a lovely donation. That would be ever so nice. Back to the live chat. We do have... it's very busy on here suddenly, I've noticed. We have a lot of people coming through. I don't want to forget anyone, because if I forget you, I will feel very guilty. Hello, Palmyra. Hello also to... Pedro Belmont is here today. We also have Silva. Hello, Silva. Nice to see you here as well. Christina is here. I was watching one of your videos today on Facebook. You look very cool and sophisticated in your sunglasses. Can I also say hello to Florence as well? Also, hello to Yugi. Hello, Yugi. I've never seen you here before. Is it your first time? We also have Romania here. A big hello to Romania. We have Marianne watching in Romania. Who else is here? Claudia is here as well. Hello to Claudia. I hope you are cooking something nice. We went for a meal yesterday to one of our favourite places, a lovely restaurant near Ironbridge. and we had a very nice meal. Only the meal was good because there were some problems yesterday. Someone, and if you watch me a lot, you will know that I do have a slight problem with this particular thing. If you are going to a restaurant to eat food, is it a good idea to bring a big dog into the restaurant? And then for the whole meal, you have to stare at the dog. But also sometimes you have to stare at certain parts of its body for the whole meal. And of course, sometimes the dog will bark like it did yesterday. It did start barking. Not all the time, but it did disturb the meal and the beautiful, peaceful surroundings. So I always wonder, why do people bring their dog with them to a restaurant? Now these days, a lot of restaurants and cafes all accept or welcome people with dogs. Maybe I am old-fashioned. Perhaps you are going to say to me, Mr. Duncan, you are old-fashioned. You can have your dog anywhere nowadays, including a quiet restaurant. So is it me? Am I being unreasonable? Because I do worry sometimes. I worry a lot about things. You might not realise it by looking at my big smiling face, but I do. And I worry maybe sometimes I am unreasonable. An unreasonable person is someone who cannot see the other side of the story or the situation. So perhaps that person loves their dog and they want them to go everywhere with them. But I don't think it's a good idea. If you are in a restaurant, if you are eating food and someone has their big, sometimes smelly dog with them, it makes a noise, and sometimes it will lie down and show all of its naughty parts. Do you really want to see that whilst you're eating your food? I am thinking no, definitely not. So I don't hate dogs. Can I just say, I don't hate them. I think dogs are lovely. We used to have one at home. When I was a kid, we had a dog. Her name was Tess. Lovely dog. Labrador. Can I just say, if you are going to have a dog, the best breed of dog is a Labrador. They are calm. They tend to be rather, I want to say, friendly. And they are. I think Labradors are beautiful, lovely dogs. And they are quite easy to take care of. They are not too demanding. They do like exercise. And I do remember we used to take our dog for a walk a lot. She had a lot of energy. But I think maybe if you are in a restaurant, a place where you are eating food, perhaps it's not a good idea to bring your dog with you for various reasons. But maybe I'm just old-fashioned, you see, because I remember the days when you could go to a restaurant and there would always be a sign on the window. No dogs. Is it me? Am I unreasonable? But maybe I'm just a little bit sensitive to those things, perhaps. I don't know. Or maybe it's because my neighbours all have dogs and they don't look after them properly, and they do tend to bark a lot. Again, if you've been watching me for many years, you will know that I do have a problem with people who do not take care of their dogs. By that, I mean they leave them outside and they leave them to bark again and again, and it is rather annoying. Maurizio says, for me, dogs are welcome everywhere. You see, I think it is me. I think maybe I have the problem. Maybe I am a little bit unreasonable. But I think there are times and there are places for everything. And of course, now before anyone complains, because I know someone is going to complain, I know there are such things as guide dogs. Before anyone says anything, I know there are guide dogs. And yes, they are more than welcome to sit next to me because they do tend to be well behaved. I've always noticed that with guide dogs. I had a friend, blind. He had a guide dog, lovely guide dog. They are lovely. I don't know why. Guide dogs are lovely. They're always friendly and helpful. Hello, Jade. Hello to Jade, who says, I share the same opinion. The Labrador is one of the best dogs. However, I think if we care about them and maybe teach them good behaviour, every kind of dog will be the best. Jade, I agree entirely with you. I think that is it. There are no bad dogs. There are bad dog owners. And I could talk about this for a whole hour. I could, because there are many, many things that can be annoying about dogs. But most of the problems come from not the dog, but the dog owner. And you are right, yes. I think sometimes the dog owners, maybe they need some training on how to take care of their dog, perhaps. Christina, I like dogs and animals, but I also think it is a good idea or not a good idea to take them into restaurants. Yes, I think so. I just think sometimes you want a break. You want a break from everything. Sometimes I want a break from other people. I do. I would love to go to a place where there are no people anywhere and just sit and contemplate. That's what I feel like today. I really do feel like going somewhere and sitting, maybe on a hill, overlooking the beautiful countryside where I live, and just contemplate, just think. Am I being unreasonable? What do you think? Am I being unreasonable? Dogs do have a lot of energy. My mother had a dog. The dog had a lot of energy. It would jump and run, and it would get on my nerves. I decided to send it to another family, and I cried a lot. If you have difficulty taking care of anything, sometimes maybe you have to pass that thing on to someone else, including an animal. And that is the thing you have to remember about taking care of an animal. You have to give it lots of attention. Feeding, you have to take care of its health. You have to make sure you feed it. You have to take it for a walk, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. So it is a huge responsibility. And we do have a thing that happens in this country where people buy a dog, normally during the run-up to Christmas. So as Christmas arrives, a lot of people decide to get a dog. But of course, after Christmas, they suddenly realise that they have to take care of it. So a dog is a responsibility, rather like having a child when you think about it. It's a little bit like having a child. So you don't normally have a child without thinking of all the responsibilities. And I suppose it's the same thing if you are thinking of having a dog that will rely on you for its survival. Another thing to remember is certain types of dog take more care. They need more attention than others. So I did mention the Labrador. Labradors are nice dogs. They are gentle. They don't normally bite. They don't often bark either, unless they are very angry about something. So some dogs are very highly strung. They need a lot of attention. They need to go for a walk all the time. They need lots of exercise. And other dogs don't. They are quite happy to lie down in front of the fire and do very little else. They might go for a walk twice a day, but normally a Labrador is a nice dog to have and take care of. They are normally quite nice. Maurizio says, I don't have a dog, but my daughter-in-law has 3 little dogs and I often go out with them. That's lovely. That is lovely, yes. Yes. There's nothing I love seeing more than dogs running around, having fun. Animals living their healthy lives. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just perhaps not in the middle of a restaurant. That's all. I think it's a very small complaint. I don't think it's a big complaint. I think it's a maybe reasonable. If you think I'm being unreasonable, just let me know. Just say, Mr. Duncan, you are being unreasonable. You should love all animals. And yes, it is true. I love animals. I love the birds. I love birds so much. I think birds are fascinating creatures for many reasons. I mean, one is that they can fly. Isn't that amazing? Imagine you can just flap your wings and fly away. Incredible. So yes, I do love birds, but I wouldn't want to keep my birds that live in the garden. I wouldn't like them to come into the house for various reasons. I'm sure you can guess the reasons. So even though I love birds, I would not have them in the house flying around and pooping all over my furniture. And I certainly wouldn't have them in a restaurant unless, of course, they were on the plate as the main course. Celia says, I don't have a dog. They are too much responsibility. I think so. I think one of the big problems that many people make is they allow their heart to rule their mind. So they want to have a dog so much. The emotion, the desire to have a dog is very strong. So they can't stop themselves. I must have a dog. I'm going to have a dog. I have a dog. Oh my goodness. I didn't realise having a dog was so much work. Now I'm going to take this dog somewhere else and let someone else take care of it. Another person will take care of that dog. And of course, this happened during the pandemic as well. A lot of people did buy a dog to keep them company during the pandemic. And then afterwards, of course, when they had to go back to work, they didn't know what to do with the dog. They had a dog that they no longer wanted. So maybe there is a little bit of selfishness in that action. But of course, they do often say that a man's best friend is his dog. And I think, yes, I think it's true. I think it's a great phrase. I think dogs are wonderful things to have. They are loyal. And if you teach them well, they are obedient. I think you do have to train your animal to be good, so it doesn't annoy everyone around them. Talking of animals, we have the lovely cows coming in a moment. Not only that, but he will be with us in a few moments as the clock ticks. We have Mr. Steve on his way. He will be with us in a few moments from now. Keep it right here, please. This is English Addict. We have a lot to talk about today. Don't go away.
I'm a big boy now.
Oh, it does help if your microphone is turned up. Sorry about that. I'm not having the greatest of days today, I will be honest with you. Here he is then. Whatever I just said, trust me, it was entertaining what I just said, even though you couldn't hear me. Today's live stream will continue with sign language, I think. Here he comes then. It is the one, the only. Hopefully his microphone will be working. It is Mr. Steve.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, lovely, beautiful viewers from across the globe. Here I am again with you, with Mr. Duncan, at 2:30 on what is quite a nice, lovely Sunday day weather-wise here. It's cold, but it's sunny, and we haven't had any rain for about a week. So I'm very pleased, Mr. Duncan. And later I'm going out to give the grass its first cut of the season.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm going to be cleaning the spark plug.
Okay.
And the air filter. I'm going to put some new oil in, and then I'm going to fire it up and give the grass its first cut of the year.
So you might say today is rather auspicious because we have that moment. We have the moment where Steve will be starting the lawnmower for the first time.
It's always exciting. Once that lawnmower is started for the first time, we know that spring is really on the way because the grass has already started to grow. In fact, it's about that long in places.
Really?
Yes, it's getting quite long, Mr. Duncan. If I leave it any longer, it's going to damage it. So, well, not damage it, but it's going to make it more difficult to cut. So okay. I might have a go if we've got time.
Already we have a lot of people fascinated.
I know. I talk about the minutiae of life.
Yes.
Which is mowing a lawn. But it is, I'll only mention it this one time, but it does mean that spring is on the way.
You'll mention it one time, but you will talk about it for 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Here we go then. Yes, we are together today, and I suppose it is a weird day for me. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a very strange day. I won't dwell on the reason, but it is just a very strange day. I did not sleep very well last night. That is all I'm saying. Are you okay there, Steve?
I am. No, a few people have been commenting because I'm wearing something different.
Yes.
Today. Mr. Duncan suggested it because I think what it was is I was beginning to smell.
What?
Because I've been wearing the same shirt for weeks, week in, week out, as we say. If you do something a lot, we say you do it week in, week out. So there we go. I've already got in some teaching, Mr. Duncan. So Mr. Duncan suggested that I wear something different. And so I'm wearing this relatively old summer top. No, it's not Fred Perry. I don't know what it is, actually. I don't know what it is. I got it from I don't know what make it is.
Oh.
I don't think it's anything special. I got it from a department store many years ago, but it's not Fred Perry.
Okay.
But there you go. Just thought I'd.
So we're definitely clear on that, everyone. So this, forget about all of the news from around the world. Mr. Steve is not wearing a Fred Perry T-shirt today. That's definitely not.
I don't know what it is. There's no brand on it.
It isn't polo either.
No.
It's too expensive. Too posy.
I might have got it from TK Maxx.
Okay, Steve, I'm trying my best to keep our viewers today. Because I don't know why.
It's gone down since I came on, so that's not a good sign.
I think a lot of people now you might. It's funny you should mention this, Steve, because a lot of people this week have been doing other things because we have two big festivals going on at the moment. We have Lent and we have Ramadan as well. So both of those things are taking place at the same time, and I think they have both affected the viewership this week. So a lot of people have been doing other things instead of watching my videos and my live lessons. So I hope a lot of people will have a chance to join me today. And I think sometimes, Steve, it is easy to forget that you can watch the live stream again. You can always watch this as many times as you want. And there are always lovely captions later on as well. Now, Steve, you know I love technology. And this week I've been playing around in the studio because I've been trying something new with my lights. So a lot of people last week were interested in Steve's light at the back. So watch very carefully. You might see something very strange happen. Oh, Mr. Steve has now gone green at the back. And now he's gone bright red at the back. And now he's gone a beautiful shade of, I think that might be yellow. Yes, that's yellow. Or maybe we'll go back to blue or even green. Isn't that nice?
What's going on, Mr. Duncan?
Yes,
I can see different colours.
It's quite interesting. I have to say, I do like this new
Oh, that's
gadget.
a nice colour. I like that one because it matches my blue top.
Yes.
Mr. Duncan, have you by any chance been spending any money on some new
Steve.
lights?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
But thanks for mentioning it. So, and I can even adjust the front lights as well on Mr. Steve. So if Mr. Steve is a bit dark, I can actually adjust the lighting on Mr. Steve to make him look lovely. So let's just see if I can brighten that side a bit. It is interesting, yes.
Yes. I feel like I'm on stage.
Yes. Interesting.
Oh. That's all. Yes, the brighter the better, because it'll smooth out the wrinkles, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
It'll smooth out the wrinkles.
Look at that. Yeah. Quite fascinating, actually.
Do I look better, viewers? Do I look better or worse?
Yeah. I think you look good with the purple behind you, to be honest.
The purple.
Yes, I do like the purple.
Yeah, Christina said the blue looks nice.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Saika, Mr. Duncan is adjusting the lights. So that's why I'm changing colour.
So it's great. It's great that I can do that now, because one of the hardest parts of doing this is adjusting everything, especially when Steve is not around. So it's good that I now have the chance to do it whilst Steve is actually sitting in front of the camera and whilst I'm over here. So I have to say I'm rather impressed by that, and it is a rather wonderful app that I've found on my phone that I've installed.
Aren't
so now,
you clever, Mr. Duncan?
well, I'm not clever. I can tell you now, there is one thing, please don't misunderstand me, I am not clever. The application on my phone is clever. All I'm doing is pressing it with my finger. Very little.
It's still impressive, Mr. Duncan.
Good. Anyway, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to go outside afterwards. I'm going to find a nice secluded place. I'm going to sit and I'm going to stare at the sky and watch the clouds go by. I think that's what I'm going to do today. So, we have a lot to talk about today. Guess what we were talking about a few moments ago? We were actually talking about dogs.
I saw that on the live chat.
Yes. And I was mentioning yesterday that someone had a dog in the restaurant we were at yesterday.
Yes.
And it kept barking.
Yes.
And I think it is a little bit selfish maybe, but one or two people on here have disagreed with me. And they say, no, it's okay, it's fine if someone wants to bring their dog into the restaurant. So I suppose it's, as we often say in English, Steve, each to his own. Everyone has their own way or their own method of doing things or their own way of thinking about things around them. So I suppose maybe, perhaps I am being unreasonable. We will have to wait and see when all of the comments appear later on. So Steve is going into the garden and I will be going for a walk and I'm going to sit on a hill.
Well, I'll come with you, Mr. Duncan, for a walk. Or you can come with me and follow me while I'm mowing the grass.
No, I need somewhere peaceful, somewhere quiet where I can reflect and think about my mummy. That's what I want to do today. So here we go then. We've got a lot of people on the live chat, by the way. Is it St. Patrick's Day today? Or did I imagine that? I think it is, isn't it? Is it St. Patrick's Day?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Ooh,
I have a device here
Okay.
that I can use.
Good.
St. Patrick's Day.
I think it is today. It feels
2025.
it feels
Is it
like
the
it should be.
17th of March today?
it's the 16th.
Oh, it's tomorrow then. It's
Oh.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay. So it is St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, because it did seem normally halfway through March, normally. So there we go. So it's tomorrow. If you are celebrating St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, have a good one.
Is it worth us celebrating? Is it something worth celebrating? Do you have to be Irish for that?
Well, you will be surprised how many people get into the festivities of these types of holidays and festivals, to be honest with you. It is what Alexander says, it will be another coexistence this year because the Catholic and Orthodox Easter will fall on the same day, the 20th of April. The next time it will happen is 9 years from now. Of course, Easter. I'm not going to lie.
I've forgotten what St. Patrick's Day is all about.
It's the patron saint of Ireland.
There you go.
St.
St. Patrick.
Yes.
And no doubt a lot of alcohol will be consumed. If we know the Irish do like their alcohol. They're not the only people. We all like a little drop, but let's just say that the stereotype of the Irish person is somebody that likes their drink. They like Guinness, don't they? Just like the Scots. We always think of Scottish people as liking their drink, their whiskey.
Yes.
And we always think as the Irish people as liking their, whiskey as well, but also their famous drink, their famous beer, of course, which they like. It's very dark beer, isn't it? Guinness. I've been to the Guinness factory in Dublin, where they make Guinness. It's supposed to be very good for you. It's supposed to be full of all sorts of vitamins and minerals and nutrients. But I'm sure that they're all outweighed by the deleterious effects of the alcohol.
Okay, Steve.
Deleterious. There's a word.
I've no idea what you're talking about
today.
now. You just, I don't know about deleterious. I think more like delirious. It tastes like mud, by the way. Guinness tastes like mud.
It's an acquired taste.
It's disgusting.
It's a very strong beer.
Yes, I don't like it.
I would say.
Deleterious,
something that's not good for you.
Steve, we have some subscribers who want to say hello. Karan Preet Singh. I am from India and my name is Karan Preet. Do you provide English speaking courses 1-to-1? No, I don't. I don't do that because I don't have enough time.
You could for the right price, maybe.
Yeah, yes.
What are you prepared to pay, Mr. Duncan? That's the question.
The only problem is I have so little time in my life because I spend most of my time doing this and making my recorded lessons that I don't really have much time to do anything else. And sometimes I have to sleep as well. So, but no, I don't normally do one-on-one lessons, but maybe I should. Maybe I should charge a fee. But it wouldn't be cheap. To have my time, I will be honest with you, because I give everything else away for free and I can't give free one-on-one lessons, so I would have to charge for that, unfortunately. But of course there are only so many hours in the day. There are only 24 hours in the day, so most of them I unfortunately have to use for doing this. Hello to Saika. Hello, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve, here in Kohat, where I'm living, and there is an environment around me with the sound of dogs barking outside the house. Oh my God, we know that very well around here.
It's
know
the
all
bane of our lives.
Yes. If something is a bane, it means it is a terrible thing.
An annoyance.
Yes.
Something that is very annoying to you. Of course, what made me laugh earlier, because people were talking about dogs, and a lot of people were saying, of course, if you have a dog, I noticed from the comments earlier, it's quite a commitment
Yeah.
And it does restrict where you can go, because you've always got to think about, can you take your dog? If you don't, do you want to put it into kennels?
Mm.
We've got quite a few people at work have dogs, and when we have meetings where we've got to travel somewhere, they have to think about what they're going to do with their dog.
Yeah.
Particularly if they live on their own, they've got to find kennels. That's going to be expensive.
So you have to put the dog somewhere else, because if you're flying abroad, that's one thing I've never seen, by the way. I've never been on a plane with a dog running around.
I don't think it's allowed.
No, you never see that because of all of the laws.
The pity the same rule didn't apply to babies.
Yes.
You couldn't fly. So you can't fly with a dog. You shouldn't be allowed to fly with a baby either.
No.
Or either.
You should have a separate plane with all the
because they're
babies
just
on
as
board.
annoying.
Steve, you should have a separate plane with the babies on board.
Exactly.
So just one special plane, and it's just screaming babies
Yeah.
on the plane.
By the way, Javi said earlier, talking about pets, that they'd rather have a fish, because they're obviously a lot easier to look after.
Mm.
You can probably go away for a week or 2 weeks, and they'd probably be all right. I don't know how often you have to. Say it's a simple fish like a goldfish.
You have to feed them at least twice a day.
Do you?
Yeah, they will die.
You can probably get automatic feeders for fish, can't you? I'd imagine you can get an automatic feeder.
It is the basic requirement of all living creatures that they have to eat at least once a day. That's
Yeah, but I mean, humans can go without food for a month.
I can't go 10 minutes without eating. To be honest with
I'm
you.
sure that I'm sure you can get automatic feeders if you have a fish. Of course, if you've got tropical fish that
Yeah.
require the water to be heated,
Yeah.
then you would worry that there could be a power cut while you were away on holiday. So maybe just stick to the simple freshwater fish that need just a standard room temperature, and then you've just got to get an automatic feed. I don't know much about keeping fish, but I know when we used to have a goldfish,
Yeah.
they were very easy to look after. You just had to change the water every now and then.
Yes, but if you
And
don't
just-
feed it, they will die quite quickly.
Do they?
Yes. You
Is
might
it-
come back from your holiday and you might find the goldfish lying on its side at the top of the water. So that's not a special trick that it's doing. It's not trying to impress you. That means your goldfish is now dead. And you
Hello,
have to
Idris from Morocco. Please. I'm not sure if you're new or not. If anyone is new, we say this every week. Please make yourself known on the live chat. Don't be shy. There are lots of people on the live chat who come very regularly, very loyal. We love them all, and they will say hello to you. They will make you feel welcome, as will we. So don't be afraid to say something on the live chat. And it'd be very nice to see you. And please give Mr. Duncan's video a like, subscribe as well, because then it helps Mr. Duncan's channel to do well, and he needs that help.
I need help in every respect. Help from YouTube, help from my viewers, and maybe help from a psychiatrist now and again.
Giovanni Rivetti.
Are you feeling better?
Me?
No, Giovanni.
Oh,
Giovanni wasn't very well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, yes, I hope you're feeling better.
So Giovanni likes fish.
They have to, yes, used to keep fish at 31 degrees, feed them twice a day. Yes, there are automatic systems.
Yes.
I've probably told this story before, but I remember years ago, about 30 years ago, I had my manager at the time used to keep tropical fish, and they had to be kept at a temperature, certain temperature. And he went on holiday for 2 weeks. He came back, and they were all dead because there'd been a power cut, and when the power came back on, it hadn't reset the heating system. So he was very, very upset about it. I'm not surprised, because they're quite expensive to set up these big tanks
Yes.
with all the different fish and all the other crustaceans and other creatures that you might put in there.
The crustaceans.
I don't know where that came from. Crustaceans.
You mean he's got a fish tank full of fish and crabs
Crabs, yes.
and shellfish.
Crustaceans. They're animals with sort of with shells, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I've never seen anyone keep crabs in a fish tank at
I think
home.
you can. I don't know.
I've seen lots of them in restaurants. You know, you can choose which one you want to eat. I've seen them in restaurants. I've never seen anyone keep crabs at home. It does seem like a strange thing.
Well, I've seen somebody that's kept spiders,
Yes.
stick insects.
Okay.
A friend of mine, as you well know, if anyone's watched this for a long time, we did have tarantulas in a tank.
We had to look after them.
We had to look after them while my friend was moving house.
While your crazy friend was moving house, and we had to look after his stupid tarantulas, and they were huge.
One of them died. But
Yeah.
he also used to keep stick insects, locusts,
Okay.
rabbits, and these slow worms, these sort of giant
s-
worms.
A slow worm. What is that? They're not very clever.
I think it's SLO, isn't it? Slow worms. He had like dozens of tanks in his living room, small tanks with all these
Okay.
different creatures in.
This is highly fascinating.
Anyway, we don't want to lose viewers. I
No.
can see them going down. We need to keep the energy up, Mr. Duncan. Talk about interesting subjects.
Yeah. This is not the Joe Rogan show. Unfortunately. I sometimes wish it was. I need to put on a few pounds before I look like him. I always imagine Joe Rogan's studio smells of flatulence and embrocation. I don't know why. I always imagine, whenever I see Joe Rogan on his podcast, I always imagine the studio must smell really bad of just men with their sweat and their flatulence and their horrible aftershave and their cigar smoke. I don't know why. English teacher. Hello, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve. Could you also show the word, phrase, idiom in written along with their verbal spoken form discussed in between the talk, sir? Well, I will always try to put things on the screen if I can. So later on we are going to play the game that everyone loves. Guess the picture idiom. That is coming up a little bit later on. Who else is here today? Have we said hello to everyone today, Mr. Steve?
Not everyone, because there are too many people to say hello to everyone too.
We have Balam Urugan. Balam Urugan. Hello to you. Thank you very much for joining me. Where are you watching at the moment? Please.
Karen
let me know.
Preet sings on as well.
Idris says, I'm a teacher of English and I'm here with my friend Hafid, who is a student of English. So can I say hello, Idris, and also hello to Hafid as well, watching my live stream right now.
I hope you're
there.
enjoying it, and I hope that you pick up some gems of information. And that you learn something from us, and hopefully we are speaking clearly so that you can pronounce and copy what we're doing.
Yes. Not exactly, though. You don't have to sound like us, but we are here to help you learn the words. And if you want to sound like me, you can, but you don't have to. It's not the law, so don't worry too much
Oh,
about
yes,
it.
Giovanni caught the winter vomiting bug.
Yes.
Yes, I remember now.
Mm.
Which of course is prevalent at this time of the year.
Mm.
Wasn't it coincidental? We were talking about it, and then the next day Giovanni actually came down with it.
Yes.
I think that we were talking about it one week, and then the very next day Giovanni came down with it. So yes, hope you're feeling better. Not very nice. It's one of the worst feelings, isn't it, when when you know you're going to be sick and that you know that there's nothing you can do to stop it, that feeling that overwhelms you, it sort of builds up and builds up. I don't want to remind you of the trauma that you've been through.
You are really cheering him up today by allowing him to relive the feeling and the sensation. But there is something, but it's strange. Just before you are sick, just before you vomit, it's horrible. But then afterwards, it's very cleansing. You almost feel elated. You feel as if you've been cleansed somehow because it's all over. You know it's over now. You know the vomiting has stopped. Unless, of course, you have some more in the barrel.
Which, of course, if you've got the winter vomiting bug, the norovirus, it doesn't just happen once, does it?
Mm.
I was going to say as well, of course, we have a lot of people celebrating Ramadan, and they won't be eating at the moment if it's daytime, of course. I've got a friend at work, two colleagues at work, Muslim colleagues who are celebrating Ramadan, and they were telling me that their skin improves massively during the fasting month.
Yes.
Because there are all sorts of health benefits associated with fasting that we now know about, and a lot of people are practicing fasting as part of their routine, maybe once or twice a week, not from a religious point of view, but also from the point of view of it's probably been shown to be better for your health if you go without food for sort of a day now and then. It's supposed to cleanse your system. And I know I was talking to my colleagues who are celebrating Ramadan at the moment, and they said that their skin improves massively during this month period. So, yeah, anybody watching who's fasting at the moment for religious or non-religious reasons, do you feel as though it benefits your health at all, particularly your skin, which is what I'm being told that it has a massive improvement too?
Well, it's like it's a bit like the keto diet, isn't it?
Potato diet.
Keto, where that you use the ketones, so you fast.
Oh,
and
yes.
Your body starts absorbing all of the extra fat that you have stored. So apparently I'm very good at that. I had a medical test a few weeks ago, and they said, "Oh, you're very good at that. So if you don't eat for a few hours, Mr. Duncan, you will lose weight very quickly because all of that extra body fat is used up quite quickly." So I suppose so. Anyway, if you are celebrating with Lent, or if you are observing Ramadan, I hope you have a super duper time. And of course we have Easter to look forward to. Lots and lots of lovely Easter eggs. Lots of chocolate.
That isn't good for your skin.
No, definitely not.
Let's face it. Francesca's here. Hello, Francesca. Of course, Christina's here. Giovanni, Lewis, Marcia, Christina. Christina, by the way, loves to eat seafood. Probably crab or lobster. I used to have a friend that always had crab when we went out, and it was painful watching them eating it, breaking off all these limbs and sucking out all the meat.
It's not the easiest thing to eat.
It would frustrate me, but I understand that some people do like crab meat, lobster. You've got to be quite strong, I think, haven't you, to eat a lobster?
Yeah.
You've got to really physically get involved with breaking it open.
Well, normally you have a tool. It looks like a nutcracker, and you use that to break open the shell.
I'm always suspicious of seafood, mussels, in particular mussels. Whenever I've been out with a group of people and maybe on a work do or something like that, and people have had the mussels or the shrimp, they are always the ones that come down with food poisoning. Well, there is one exception to that.
Okay, Steve.
But
what are you doing?
You've got to be careful with seafood, haven't you?
This is like
It's prone to giving you
yes. Okay, Steve.
gastrointestinal upset.
Okay, I think we get the message, Steve. I think we definitely.
Giovanni's just gone.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Well, we've just lost about 25 viewers while you were talking then.
Kevin does intermittent fasting and feels a lot better. Yeah, there's a lot of scientific evidence to suggest that it is good for you. Of course, breakfast indicates that you've had a fast, doesn't it? Because you're breaking the fast. It's breakfast.
Unless you eat in your sleep.
But of course, you've only probably just gone maybe 12 hours. Well,
Yeah.
yes, I'd go at least 12 hours without eating while I'm asleep.
Yeah. But
Whether
imagine
that counts as a fast, I don't know.
Okay, Steve. Okay, Steve, we get it. Goodness me. It's like
Vitas says, I love seafood. I see food and eat it. Oh, that's a good joke. I see food, S-E-E, sounds the same as S-E-A,
Yes.
and I eat it. I'm
think-
explaining the joke.
I think everyone gets that, Steve. I think everyone
That's
gets
a good one. Thanks for that.
Steve. It's a weird one today. By the way, if you are a new viewer, it's not always like this. Sometimes it's much worse.
Alexandro is saying, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. Are you new to the channel? Or have you been on before? And if so, where are you? We'd like to know where you are.
We will be looking at our super duper game in a bit, but in a moment we are looking at opposite words. There are a lot of words in the English language. There are around about 1 million words in the English language. I know, because I've counted them all. It took me a very long time. That was a very long night. That's all I can say. In a few moments we will be looking at that. So I hope you will stay with us as we continue with English Addict on this Sunday afternoon. English Addict is with you on this Sunday live from England. All that talk of being sick, it's actually made me feel sick. Have you noticed that sometimes? If you talk about something, especially something connected to your body, and then suddenly you actually feel that thing. Sometimes I'll lie in bed at night and I feel as if I have an itch on my body. And then suddenly I can feel an itch and I have to scratch the itch in bed. And then a few seconds later, I get another itch somewhere else. And then I spend the next 20 minutes scratching myself. Here is a man who never has to scratch himself. Not very much anyway.
Are you sure you haven't got fleas, Mr. Duncan?
I haven't got fleas.
Bites around your ankles.
Well, that's another reason why you never have an animal. Never keep an animal in the house. You end up with fleas everywhere.
That's true, particularly if it's a cat.
Yeah.
Well, and dogs. Yes, we've got lots of stories about fleas, how we've caught them off various people's pets.
Yeah.
But we won't go there today. But I thought, we've told that story before.
It's also not very interesting. It is Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve. For those wondering who are these strange guys on the screen, I will show you now. My name is Mr. Duncan, and that guy over there is Mr. Steve. We are going to look at some opposite words. And I think in English, just like any other language, there are opposite words. Words that have opposite meanings. Sometimes those opposite meanings are not always clear. So I thought today it would be interesting to have a look at some words that can be used as opposites. So we will be looking at those in a few moments from now. And there we go. We have opposite words. In a moment we will be looking at opposite words. I'm going to do something also with Mr. Steve's camera. Watch this, just to show how prepared I am these days. Watch, Mr.
You're not
Steve.
going to adjust me again, are you, Mr. Duncan?
Look at that. Just with one click, I can
What
move
happened?
Mr. Steve over. Isn't that amazing?
What happened?
Well, you won't feel anything, Steve. It's quite painless.
I felt a kind of a shift.
Really? If you say so. So, here we go. Opposite words. In grammar, a similar word meaning is a synonym. So any word that has a similar meaning, first of all, we will look at similar meanings. We describe it as a synonym. Synonym. It's an interesting word, actually. Synonym. A group of words with the same meaning are synonyms. So when we look at words that have a very similar meaning, and I'm sure, Mr. Steve, you can think of two words straight away that have similar meanings.
No.
Really?
Just like that, you expect me to you put me on the spot. If you put somebody on the spot, it means that you make them, you give them a task to do, which might put pressure on them
Okay.
that
So
they weren't expecting to do.
So I will give you a word then.
Sun.
Sorry?
Oh no! Oh, it's not that they sound the. It's not words that sound the same. No, right? Okay, then you give us an example, Mr. Duncan.
Am I on the right live stream? Am I on the right one? This is English Addict, isn't it? I am on the right live stream. Okay, cold.
Coal.
Cold.
Oh, cold. You want me to give a synonym of the word cold?
Yes.
Freezing.
Yeah.
Icy.
That's it. Chilly.
Chilly.
So that's it. You see, very.
I'm getting the hang of it, Mr. Duncan.
Welcome to English Addict, everyone. I hope you're enjoying today's live stream. Here's another one, Steve. Dark.
Dark. Shady.
Yes. Good.
Black.
Yes. That's it. You see. Although that's an interesting line that you took there. So synonyms are words that have similar meanings. They are multiple definitions that have the same definition. In grammar, an opposite meaning word is an antonym. So antonym is the opposite. A group of words with the opposite meaning are antonyms.
So complete opposites then,
That's it.
like dark and light.
Yes.
Would they be antonyms?
Yes, we have a load of them to look at now.
But there's one. Oh, we're looking at those as well. Okay.
Here we go.
Well, Vitas just asked what that was, so well done to Vitas.
Yes. So an antonym is a word that is the opposite of another word in definition terms. Here we go then, Steve. So we have a list now of words. On the left, you can see there are words, and on the right, you can see the opposites of those words. What I always find interesting, Steve, about opposite words is sometimes the context of the word itself can sometimes change the opposite word to it. So not all words have the same opposite if they are used in different contexts or different ways. So perhaps you are using a word as a verb, but then you might use the same word as a noun. Sometimes the opposite word will actually change. It won't be the same opposite because you are using the word in a different way. So I have hard, Mr. Steve. What do you have?
You mean the opposite?
It's on the screen.
Yeah, oh yeah, so you want me to read it off? Right, okay. Soft is the opposite. So that's an antonym then, isn't it, Mr. Duncan?
Mm.
Well, you said, what do I have? Not what do you see? This is why, we do need to practice, really. Yeah. Hard and soft are antonyms, are opposite words.
Yes. So hard, something hard might be a thing that's firm, something that you sit on that is hard. So you might have a hard chair. You have to sit on something that is hard. And Mr. Steve, because he loves his comfortable corner, Mr. Steve is sitting on his soft chair.
That's right.
As well. But of course we can use this word in different ways. Hard can also mean a person who is tough and strong as well. So a hard person might be a person who can take care of themselves. They are a person who can look after themselves. They are strong. Maybe they are aggressive. They can take care of themselves in different or difficult situations. And you can see also soft might also describe a person. So I'm hard and Mr. Steve is soft. So what would that mean?
A hard person would be somebody who you might describe them as cruel, as well. Somebody that is unemotional.
So soft would be
tough.
What would soft be?
Soft would be somebody who is maybe seen as a bit weak, a bit pathetic, maybe somebody, or just somebody who's got a soft nature. That could be a positive thing.
Yes.
They're not aggressive in the way that they present themselves to other people. They're probably softly spoken as well. And she's a very soft person, you might say. But that could be said as a positive or a negative. Because if they're a bit soft, can mean that they're a bit silly, a bit stupid,
but that then wouldn't relate to the opposite.
No.
So if you were using soft to mean a person who is not very clever, then that wouldn't work here because it is not the opposite of hard.
If you've got a soft nature, it means a person who has a very pleasing nature, somebody who wouldn't insult you, wouldn't say nasty things to you.
That's it.
And I can think of lots of people that we've met online here I would describe as having a soft personality, somebody who's friendly, outgoing.
Okay, Steve, we're going to move on.
Okay.
Also, a person maybe the way they hold on to you, they might do something aggressive to you. They do something in a hard way, and soft. So in that sense, we are using it as a type of maybe an action, or we are describing it as an adjective, the way something is being done. A hard kick or a soft tap. So there are many ways of using those words as opposites to each other.
Lewis says, could we use it as a synonym of overbearing to describe a hard person?
I would say not. I would
Yes.
say not. Overbearing, I would say probably not in that sense.
An overbearing person is somebody who
Is
is
dominant.
dominant person who, after a while, you don't want to be near them because they're always trying to dominate all situations.
Mm.
A hard person is somebody who is unemotional, I would say, who, if they saw a dog being run over by a car, they
Okay.
wouldn't react. They would just,
Yeah.
they wouldn't show any sort of sympathy or emotion
Yeah.
towards an event, and it can also mean that they can withstand a lot of the pressures of life.
Yeah.
A hard person is developed this ability to be very emotionally resilient, you could say. It's somebody that, if an average person saw
Hey, Steve.
an animal being run over
You've-
by a car,
you've-
they
you've-
would get
Steve.
upset, but a hard person wouldn't.
Steve, we've got to
Yes.
stop there.
Okay.
You've explained it 5 times. We get it.
Well,
we get
I
it.
think it helps.
We get it now. We get it. So here's another one. You might also say kind and cruel as well. Kind and cruel. That's an interesting one. Also pale. A person who is pale normally has very little colour in their skin. And then Mr. Steve has the opposite, which I think this is an interesting word, by the way. So the opposite of pale, if a person has no colour in their skin, maybe they look unwell. Sometimes people say, I look a little pale.
So in this respect, you're using pale to describe somebody's complexion, their appearance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the opposite is an interesting word, Mr. Steve.
Ruddy.
Ruddy, yes, I think that's a great word. A person who is ruddy is a person who has a lot of colour in their face. Maybe they've been to the sun, into the sun, and they've got a little bit of a suntan, or maybe quite often it refers to maybe their face being slightly red as well.
Farmers. It's people that spend a lot of time outdoors, exposed to the sun and the wind, will have a ruddy complexion. They will have this sort of red, rough sort of skin. By the way, the opposite of hard working, Joseph, would be lazy. A lazy person is the antonym of hard working.
Yes. So a hard-working person, a lazy person, a person who doesn't work very hard, or
Yes.
not hard-working, I suppose you could also say as well.
Have you got a ruddy complexion? Somebody that spends a lot of time outdoors, farmers, builders would have a ruddy complexion because their skin has been exposed to the sun, the elements, as we call them.
Here's another one, Steve. Something a lot of people enjoy doing. Spend. You spend. The opposite of spend is earn, believe it or not. So that is the direct antonym. So when you think about it, that does make sense. It does make sense because when you do a job, you work, you earn money. So the money is coming towards you. And the opposite, of course, would be the money going the other way. You spend money. So in that sense, we are looking at maybe direction as well. You earn money, it comes towards you. You spend money, it means your money is going the opposite way. You are buying things, you spend money. Then, of course, we have throw. We've already mentioned throwing up, but this is different. To To throw is to put something in your hand and throw it as an action. And of course, Mr. Steve, you might be a catcher. You might be the catcher. So I'm the thrower, I'm the pitcher, and you're the
You've
the
got a
catcher.
tennis ball in your hand, you're throwing it to me, and I will catch it.
Yes. And then we have enter and leave. Simple? Yes, it is simple, Mr. Duncan. We've noticed. Enter. You go in to a place. You enter the room. You, perhaps on the internet, you enter a chat room on the internet. And the opposite, of course, is leave. You go. You leave. So these are basic antonyms that we will use when we're describing certain states or certain things.
Yes,
Now-
Lewis, diligent could be a synonym of hard-working. A diligent person is somebody who pays a lot of attention to detail, so they would be a hard-working person. Thanks for that. Are you
Yes.
adjusting me again, Mr. Duncan?
I was adjusting you then because we're going to move on to something else in a second. I don't know what's going on outside.
There's a helicopter going over.
I think it's trying to take our chimney off. Isn't that amazing how close that sounds? It's rather dramatic. It isn't World War III, is
Bye-bye,
it?
English teacher.
Okay. Mr. Steve, are you ready to play the game that everyone loves? I love it, and I have a feeling quite a few of our viewers love it as well. Do you know what it is?
Is it the same game we played last week? Is it something to do with... I can't remember the name.
Guess.
What's it called?
The
Guess the idiom.
picture.
Picture idiom.
Yes, we got there. Guess the picture idiom. I really need to have a piece of music or something for that, but we haven't got it at the moment. Maybe next week I will create something. We have guess the picture idiom, and yes, I will move Mr. Steve over so we can see his beautiful features, his wonderful glowing features. There they are, look.
Ooh, I felt something then.
Did you feel the earth move?
I felt the earth move, Mr. Duncan.
So here we go. This is the game that everyone loves, everyone likes, and everyone enjoys playing. I will show you a picture on the screen. All you have to do is tell me what it is, what the phrase is. It is a well-known idiom. And as I always say, all you have to do is say what you see. Say what you see. And
But
it is...
say what you see, but then turn it into an idiom.
Yes.
By the way, yes, Joseph, spend and save. There's two good antonyms. Spend and earn, but spend and save. Yeah, that would work as well. There are always going to be other examples, but so thank you for that.
Yes.
And Lewis has said log on, log off. They are opposites. Yeah. Okay. So guess the picture idiom. Look at what's on the screen, and then just think in your brain, what does that literally mean, and then how could that be? What idiom could that apply to?
And even if you don't know it, that doesn't matter, because afterwards we will explain it. So if you don't get it right, don't worry, because we will explain it to you.
Can I put you on the spot, Mr. Duncan, and ask what you would say? What is an idiom?
Well,
so
an
that
idiom,
people know what we're talking about.
Idiom is a word or anything that's used out of its original context. So you are using it to describe a certain action or a certain state of being. So an idiom is just another way of using a word, but you are taking away its actual meaning and you are putting it in a different context. So, for example, a couple of weeks ago we had let the cat out of the bag.
Yes.
Well, you're not literally doing it. It is an idiom. So you are using that sentence or that phrase to express an action or a feeling or to give something special meaning. And that is an idiom. We often use the word metaphor as well. Quite often. Here we go then. Just say what you see. You can see something happening there. And this is something that a person might feel. It is a negative thing. It might be seen as something negative. Any ideas, Mr. Steve? Anything that's coming to mind?
If it does, you don't want me to say it, obviously.
Well, definitely don't say it, just in case it's right.
I can see a door and a nose.
And a hand.
Oh, and a hand.
And a direction.
Hand, nose, door.
Yes. And that is a particular type of door as well.
Right, okay.
Yes. See, I think this is quite good because at least it's giving your mind a chance to expand in some ways.
Yes, think outside the box. That's not the idiom, but that is an idiom, but this isn't the idiom here. Think outside the box would be an idiom, wouldn't it? I hope that's not one of the examples you've got today.
It isn't.
If it was, yes, think outside the box, as we know, means to think of ideas and things that are not what you would expect. They're not the normal run of what you would expect.
Yeah.
So if that was going to be an idiom, Mr. Duncan might have a box and a brain thinking outside the box, and then the idiom would then be thinking outside the box.
Yes. But it isn't.
It's not that one, no.
No. It's this one.
Yes.
On the screen right now. So
yes, just think people are saying what they're seeing, but they're not describing an idiom.
Yes. That's okay, Steve. That's okay.
Okay.
It's not we're not putting anyone under pressure. It's just a bit of fun. You've got to know your idioms. Yes, and if you don't, we will tell you anyway. So you will still learn something. I can't believe I'm having to explain all this. Christina, thank you for your guess. Alexander, thank you very much. Beatrice is actually very close. Beatrice, you are actually very close there.
Right, okay.
That's quite good. Abdelila. Good one, good guess. I will show you in a minute what the answer is. But it is something that happens maybe in general life. And I'm sure at some point, Mr. Steve, maybe you've had this happen to you. Maybe this has happened to you as well. I will show you the answer and then you can say, Mr. Duncan, that was too hard. Here is the answer.
Oh, here we go. Is Maurizio right?
No.
Okay.
No.
You're on the right. I'm sure you're on the right. I don't know what this one is.
Beatrice was very close. I was amazed how close Beatrice was. Very, very good. To have your nose pushed out.
Right.
Yes. You might push someone's nose out, or you have your nose pushed out. And this can happen quite often. Maybe to be humiliated in a certain way, not to be included, or maybe to feel as if you have been excluded from something. So what would you say, Mr. Steve?
Yes. If somebody might say to you, "Oh, are you going on the works Christmas party?"
Yeah.
And you might say, "No, I've had my nose pushed out."
Yeah.
In other words, for some reason you've upset somebody and they don't want you to go.
A simple way of putting it would be snub.
Snub. Have your nose pushed out. Yes.
It means you have been pushed aside.
Excluded from something
Yes.
that previously you were part of. There could have been a group of friends at work that used to go out on a Friday and have a meal together, and you fell out with somebody and you've had your nose pushed out.
Mm.
You could say because somebody's decided they don't want you to go anymore. There are obviously other examples of that. Yes, if you've had your nose pushed out, you're excluded from something.
Mm. We can also say you can have your nose pushed out of joint as
Yes.
well. And it's the same thing. Someone has just pushed you aside. You've been snubbed. You've been excluded.
Snubbed is a good
Yes.
is a good synonym, you could say,
Mm.
for that particular idiom.
So you can see here, have your nose pushed out. In the picture, a hand is pushing a nose out of the door. So that is why that particular idiom can come from this image, to have your nose pushed out. I think that was quite a good one.
Yes, something's happened, you've upset somebody, and they don't want you to be included in whatever it is that you were part of before, a group, group of friends, a work, could be a project at work, you could be it could be 4 or 5 of you have been chosen to try and put a presentation together or something new for work, and suddenly they don't want you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been excluded. You've had your nose pushed out.
Mm.
It's trying to indicate that you've been. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've explained
it.
We've explained it quite clearly there. Here's another one. I think this is a little easier. So I'm expecting quite a few correct answers here. Again, just say what you see.
Oh, that should be. Even I know what that one is, Mr. Duncan.
Well,
yes, Lewis. Nosy means to be have too much interest in other people's affairs and what's going on.
yes, to be over inquisitive.
Over inquisitive, nosy. You want to find out what's happening to Jill with her boyfriend.
Yes.
You know, oh, what's happened? Oh, what do you think? Oh, are they still going out together? Oh,
Okay.
you know, you're being too nosy, and somebody might. No, that's too. Stop being so nosy. Stop asking me.
Or maybe your neighbour is nosy. They are always watching you through the curtains.
Yeah, trying to find out what's going on.
They are nosy. There's nothing worse than a nosy neighbour.
A nosy neighbour.
We have answers coming through. Thank you. Yes, some answers are coming through now. Isn't that nice?
That's a very trendy looking person in that picture, by the way.
Yes, it's me.
It's you.
Yeah,
Interesting.
in my dreams.
They've got drain pipe trousers on.
I wish I looked that cool and trendy.
Some rather trendy looking trainers, and those tight skinny jeans that people wear these days.
Yeah.
I can't get them over my big calves. Here's something while we're waiting for more answers to come up. I was with some work colleagues this week. Somebody was leaving, and we were saying goodbye to them. We all went out for a little meal, and in the UK, do you ever notice sometimes that men seem to wear shorts when it's very cold?
Yeah.
Sometimes men wear shorts when it's very cold, and you just think, aren't you know, in the middle of winter? Well, apparently, it's quite common now for men to have a form of cosmetic surgery called calf implants, where they have implants put into their calves to make their calves look more attractive. Apparently,
So not the top of the legs. It's the bit between your knees and the ankle.
your calves, yes, and apparently you always need to be suspicious if a man's wearing shorts when it's maybe cold. Maybe he's showing off his new calf implants.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got lots of answers on, and they all look pretty correct to me, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, we have quite a few coming through now. I will give you the answer in a moment.
Beatrice says that she's learnt this before and uses it a lot.
Oh. And the answer is Well, it is a very good example of say what you see, sit on the fence. You sit on the fence. A person who will sit on the fence is someone who will not take sides in an argument. They will remain neutral in a non-judgmental way, or they will not commit to one side or the other in an argument. So, in other words, they will sit on the fence.
And sometimes they do that so as not to upset people.
Mm.
Sometimes they may well have an opinion, but they don't wish to express it because it may upset you. They may have friends on both sides of the argument, but they don't want to upset either side. So they sit. I'm going to sit on the fence over this one because it means you don't want to upset people.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you are indecisive as such. You probably have made a decision, you just don't want to show it. Or could it mean that you're indecisive?
Well, in that sense, yes, because it is a very negative trait as well.
Maybe you can't make a decision.
Yes, some people don't like it when a person will sit on the fence and they won't give their own opinion. So maybe two people are arguing and they have different sides of maybe their opinions. They are different from each other.
Maybe your
a friend is involved, and you ask them, "What do you think?" And they will say, "Oh, I don't want to get involved. I'm going to sit on the fence." Some people don't like it when a person won't give their own opinion on something. But I think these days, quite often, it is better to sit on the fence.
Yes, if you were getting into a discussion with friends about whether you should take your dog for a walk without a lead.
That's hardly.
Or whether you should take your baby on a plane or into a restaurant.
Okay.
You know that in that group of friends there are going to be people who will say, yes, I think you should, and no, you shouldn't. You don't want to upset either of them, and somebody might say, what's your opinion? And you might say, because you don't want to upset anyone, I'm going to sit on the fence on that one. I'm not going to give my opinion.
Quite often it's during a discussion about a very hot topic, maybe. What do you think about the death penalty? Or what do you think about the politics in the United States?
Yes.
And though it's normally a big subject, maybe something that could create an argument or a fight. So the other person will say, I will sit on the fence. I'm not going to give you my opinion whatsoever. Here's another one, Steve. Moving on.
Christina never sits on the fence, she said. We always know what Christina's thinking.
Yes, well, sometimes it's
That's good.
Sometimes it's good to express your opinion. Yeah. There is nothing wrong with it. Here we go. Here's another one, if I can find it. I like this one. This took me a long time to create, by the way.
Oh, right. Okay.
I like this one. I don't know why. I was making this last night and it made me laugh. I was chuckling. I was going...
It's a nice pair of shoes, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, he's going to spoil those shoes.
It's. By the way, there's a combination of. Would you call those brogues, Mr. Duncan?
They are kind of brogues, yes.
That tan colour for shoes is very popular in the UK for men to wear tan shoes with a dark suit.
Yes,
it's very popular fashion expression in the UK. But tan shoes tend to give an impression of someone who's a bit of a wide boy.
Okay.
A bit of
in your opinion.
Can't really trust them.
This sounds more like your opinion, Steve.
This is something dating back years. So when you see somebody, it's a sort of a car salesman sort of look, tan shoes with a dark suit.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't wear tan shoes with a dark suit. You would wear dark shoes, black shoes.
Oh, yes.
With a dark. But if you wear tan shoes, it gives the impression in the UK that you're a bit dodgy. Bit of a car salesman. You're willing to use sort of unethical tactics to get the sale.
I think you've made this up.
Well, I could well be doing what that idiom is.
Yes, I think Mr. Steve is literally doing this.
Yes.
By saying that. I don't think that's a real thing, to be honest.
It is. It is.
So when we say tan, by the way, we mean brown.
Tan, yeah, a light brown.
Brown, so light brown in colour.
The colour of a saddle.
Yeah, anyway. Here we go. So, yes. Okay. Interesting. We've got some interesting answers coming through. Very interesting. So this is something a person might do if they actually do something. Maybe they're trying to do something to another person to harm them, or maybe they say something about another person. They're trying to do something against another person, but unfortunately that thing comes back on them. So the end result is them being harmed by the thing they've done. And the expression that we would use, I just love this image. I don't really want to take this image down because I'm very proud of it. Shoot yourself in the foot. You shoot yourself in the foot. If you do that, it means you've inflicted something on yourself whilst trying to do something to another person. You do something very silly. You shoot yourself in the foot. Or maybe you do something that takes away something you had as well. Maybe a chance to do something, or an opportunity that you may have had, but then you did something and now it's harmed you, and that thing will not happen. We can say that you have shot yourself in the foot.
As Lewis has put it very succinctly, it means making a decision that harms you, or doing something that harms you.
Yes.
Harm your own cause. I mean, you might be trying to get, here's an example, you might be trying to get a promotion at work, and you've been working very hard, impressing the boss, and everything's looking good. You've been working for months to try and get that promotion, and then you do something silly which reverses all the good things that you've done. So you might I don't know, go to a works party and get drunk.
Okay.
And make yourself look silly.
That sounds completely normal to me.
Or you might say something to your boss that upsets them. A personal remark about their clothing, or something that undoes all the good work that you've done, and you might say, "Oh, I've just shot myself in the foot."
Yes. So I would have probably said you go to the disco at work. So maybe there's a Christmas party, and then you punch the manager.
Yeah. Or you might have done all this good work,
yes,
and then your boss comes in one day and they've got a tie on, and you say, "Oh, that tie's a bit too garish," or "I don't think you should wear that, it doesn't suit you," or something, because you've become a bit overconfident, and they look at you and much to say, "How dare you say that to me?" And you might go to one of your friends and say, "Oh, I've just shot myself in the foot.
Yeah,
I've just done something that has harmed me and reversed all the good things that I've just done."
Yes.
Over the last few weeks.
Yes, you take away your own opportunity by doing something silly.
Harm your own cause. Yeah. Beatrice says in Argentina we use the phrase "throw stones on your own roof."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
That's a good one. Here's another one, Steve. I like this one. This might be an easy one as well. We will see what happens. Oh. So So this is a good example of say what you see. English Addict, by the way, is what you are watching at the moment with myself, Mr. Duncan. That's me, by the way. And Mr. Steve. On a Sunday afternoon, we are with you for a few more minutes. Guess the picture idiom. So it is literally say what you see on the screen. It almost looks like an album cover from Supertramp.
It does look like an album cover.
It does look like an album cover. Maybe Supertramp or perhaps, I don't know, Talking Heads. It looks like the album cover from one of their CDs, but it isn't. I made this on my own.
Well, it's a good guess, Vitas. Is that water or ice, Mr. Duncan?
Well, there are ripples.
Okay.
So it's water.
So it's water, but that is an idiom, Vitas, that you've put on there. Walk on thin ice. Yes. It could have been ice. Mr. Duncan has just confirmed that it's water. But
because there are ripples going out. So on ice there wouldn't be. On water there would be ripples.
But it's a good guess, nevertheless. If you walk on thin ice, of course, it means that you're saying something that could maybe be offensive.
Well, you're doing something that's dangerous.
You're doing something that's dangerous. Whether
harmful.
It's something you're saying,
Chihiro.
an action.
Chihiro. Good guess. Very good guess, in fact. In fact, it's a very, very good guess, actually. Touch the water or taste the water, says Giovanni. Don't go into the water without knowing the depth. Interesting, yes. There is a very similar phrase that might be this, to go into deep water. If you go into deep water, it means you are going into a situation or talking about something maybe you don't fully understand and you are trying to talk about it. You are going into deep water. You might be talking about something that you don't know much about. That happens to me quite a lot. Guess the picture idiom. Here is the answer coming up. I will show the answer now on the screen. Oh, I don't quite know what happened there. That's oh dear. This is going well today. I'm enjoying today's live stream.
It's all going well, Mr. Duncan, so you're bound to get the odd little... There we go.
There it is, Steve. It's my fault, though. It's my stupidity.
Don't say that.
Dip your toe in the water. So you dip your toe in the water.
Well done, Chihiro.
Yes. To dip your toe in the water means to try something. Try something, but you don't do it fully. You have a go. You try. You see if you can do it. You see if you like that thing. Maybe you dip your toe in the water.
Yes, it's saying that instead of going for a full-on swim, immersing your whole self in the water, you're just testing the temperature. Maybe, oh, what's that like? But it's for an activity that you've never tried before that you might want to have a go at.
So
dip your toe in the water.
Anything you want to try. Quite often at first you might just dip your toe in the water. You will go along to see what is involved. You will maybe try that thing.
Bye, Francesca. Bye-bye. Yeah, and yes, that's it. You might there might be a new job opportunity at work, but you like the job you're doing at the moment, and you're not sure whether you should try this new job. So you might say to your boss, "Oh, I'm not sure. Can I just have a period of time when I try it out?"
Yes, a trial.
A trial. You're just dipping your toe in the water. You're just saying, "Oh, just trying it out. And if you don't like it, you can come back again. If the water's too cold and you don't like it, you don't have to go all the way in."
Yeah. Here's the final one today, because we will be going in a few moments. Here is the final one. Again, a very good example of say what you see. Oh, Mr. Duncan, this one is very. What's the word?
You're getting good at these, Mr. Duncan.
I am. I was working very hard last night. I couldn't sleep last night because I kept thinking about my poor mum. And then I stayed awake and I did some of these in the early hours of this morning. So my brain was working quite hard, even though I should have been asleep in bed. So here is another one. Just say what you see. What is that person doing? And this, again, I don't know how I come up with these, by the way. I really don't. I don't know.
You're so modest. Yes, Giovanni.
No, I really don't know.
Giovanni, I usually dip my toe in the water with new people before using my sense of humour.
Ah.
There's a good example, because sometimes if you've got a strong sense of humour and people don't know you, sometimes they might be offended by the things that you say. I've got into this trouble myself with people. You're in a new group of people and you suddenly start doing the jokes or the comments that you usually do in fun, but some people might get a bit offended by it.
Yeah.
And then because they don't know you, they don't know that you're being offensive, that you're not being offensive. So yes, dip your toe in the water, but that's a good example.
I remember
Giovanni.
when I first met Giovanni, he came up behind me and put his hand on my shoulder and he said, I've been looking for you.
Yes.
I was not expecting that. So Giovanni did not give me a chance to adjust to his sense of humour.
That's it.
But
So,
you are
yes.
very funny, by the way. You have a very good sense of humour. I like it a lot. So what is it? Does anyone know? We are not getting any answers here. And I thought this one was quite easy. I don't know why. I thought this was quite easy.
Yeah, we've still got a lot of people watching. Thank you, Razin, calling you the best teacher in the world, Mr. Duncan. I presume you mean Mr. Duncan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Duncan is the goat. I've been called many things in my life, but I've never been called a goat.
Chihiro is on a roll.
Chihiro.
If you are on a roll, that means you are being successful.
Yes, you are having a streak of good luck.
A streak of good luck, being successful many times in a row without anything going wrong.
So guess the picture idiom. I will give you the answer because we are just 3 minutes away from the end of the show. Very nice. It is difficult, this one, Mr. Duncan, says Christina.
Somebody is drawing something. And what are they drawing?
Yes.
And why is it? What's different about that thing they're drawing compared to the other two, the green one and the blue one?
Yes.
What is different? It's smaller. It's also what's a synonym for smaller?
Yes. It is not long. Here we go. Here's the answer anyway. Draw the short straw.
Well done, Chihiro.
You draw the short straw. That means, very interesting idiom, it means you have been chosen to do the thing that no one else wants to do. Maybe a task or a job. You have that responsibility. They have chosen you. You have drawn the short straw.
Yes, I mean often, don't they? If you've seen in films probably many times that somebody has to, in a war situation, they have to do something dangerous, but nobody wants to do it. But so the boss or the sergeant or somebody gets everybody to pick a straw. And the one that picks the shortest one is the one that has to go and do that difficult task. It could be to go outside where all the enemy is to defuse a bomb or something like that.
Yeah.
And but obviously that's an extreme case. But you can draw the short straw, for example, if you've got to go and teach somebody how to do something at work that nobody else wants to do because nobody likes that particular person.
I would say a good example would be just staying over after your work is finished. One person has to stay behind and do some extra work, and so the boss will choose someone, and they will often say it as a joke. "Oh, I'm sorry, you have drawn the short straw." So even if they don't have a choice, quite often they won't have a choice, we can say that they have drawn, or they draw the short straw. They have to do the thing that no one else wants to do. I think we've got
Chihiro says that I've got jury duty coming up. Can that be an example of drawing the short straw? Well, yes, it could be.
Yes, I think that's a good example.
Because you've been picked to do something that ordinarily you wouldn't want to do, and nor would a lot of people. Kevin is off to do his Latin dance class.
Oh.
Now, do you know, I want to learn dancing. So, yes, if we ever meet up, maybe you can come to Paris on the 1st of July, in which case you can show me how to do it when we meet up. Don't forget, by the way, we're all meeting up on the 1st of June in Paris. If you want to be there, let Mr. Duncan know in an email, and there's quite a lot of us already committed to going.
There are some people joining us as well on the 1st of June.
I want to learn how to dance, Mr. Duncan. I want to learn all the different all the different dances.
All of them?
Yeah.
Well, everyone.
Well, you know, there's lots of the samba.
Breakdancing.
The samba. Break dancing, yeah, maybe I'm too old for that.
You could spin around on
the
your head.
Waltz.
Waltz.
And Latin dancing. Yeah, I'd like to learn them all, Mr. Duncan.
What about the cha-cha?
The cha-cha, yeah. The can, all of them, Mr. Duncan.
What about the conga?
Yep, that's something I'm going to do when I retire, Mr. Duncan, is go for dance classes. Because it's very good for coordination and all that kind of thing. Anyway, yes, we've gone 4 o'clock. Been lovely to be here, Mr. Duncan. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. I hope you don't feel that coming on today's live stream you have drawn the short straw.
Yes.
Because you had other things to do.
or maybe it was your first time here and you decided to dip your toe in the water.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Duncan, he's got a fast brain.
It happens sometimes. Here we go then. It's time to say goodbye to Mr. Steve. Catch you again next Sunday. We have a busy week ahead because we are going places, and I might not even be here on Wednesday. We will have to wait and see what happens.
Yes.
see whereabouts.
Tune in and see where Mr. Duncan is.
Whereabouts in England will I be? Find out during the week. Thank you, Mr. Steve. We will see you next Sunday.
We will. And lovely to be here. Have a good week. Please like the video, this live stream if you haven't already. And see you all. Will I be here next Sunday? Yes, there are a few Sundays coming up when I won't be here, Mr. Duncan. I'll let you know.
Here we go.
Because I'm rehearsing for something. But that's be later on. That'll be further into sort of May time. So anyway, see you all next week.
Okay. See you later. It's almost time to go. It's almost time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your company today. I hope you've enjoyed today's English Addict live stream. Don't forget also, if you want to, please, can you subscribe and Also give me a lovely like as well. That would be ever so welcome. To be honest with you, I would like that very much. Thank you for your company. I will see you hopefully during the week, wherever I end up, wherever I will be during the week. Find out. You might see me, you might not. It depends what happens. And of course, I will be back next Sunday as well. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I hope you have a good day. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language, saying thank you very much for watching. See you later. Take care of yourselves, and of course, until the next time we meet, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. I'm going out for a walk. Ta-ta for now. See you soon.